Alright, what's up guys? This is NinjaDeathStrike bringing you another Pokemon TCGO match and using a new deck tonight. It's actually kind of a competitive deck that I have overlooked, mostly because I don't like it. It's a troll deck that's pretty popular out there on the west coast of the states. For those of you who don't know what troll is, it's a deck that focuses on Tornadus and Terrakion, and the fact that those two cards are really good. So it uses them, and then things like Super Scoop Up to prevent your opponent from taking prizes while only ever giving up one yourself. The main reason I don't like it is because it doesn't have an energy accelerator, and I just think that's pretty unforgivable mistake in this format unless you can constantly attack for one energy, which obviously Terrakion and Tornadus can't. So we both mulligan the first time. I get to see he's most likely playing Eels since he's got electric energies, and then I'm gonna mulligan a few more times just for good measure, you know. Again, playing a deck that only plays basics, and yet I mulligan 3 times in a row? Yep, 3 times in a row. Luckily though, I do get my okay starter here. Tyrogue is also in this deck just for early game aggression and to try and race out to a prize lead as fast as you can. Obviously, since there's no energy acceleration in this deck, if either CMT or Eels stabilizes against you, they're just gonna be able to take you out. So that's why Tyrogue's in there, to try to get that prize lead as big as possible so that you can just hang on to it throughout the rest of the match. But he opens Dynamo with 2 Zekrums, so I'm just going to catch one of them out just to try and buy myself some time, since there is 0 chance this deck gets to attack on turn 1 outside of Tyrogue, and I just have to attach a DCE and pass. So yep, that's my turn 1. No dual balls, nothing like that. And then he's going to end me, which is okay. I really just played that Pokegear to get it into the discard pile so that I will have it for later. And here I get another end, so that's okay, but whole lot of nothing other than that. So I do draw into a fighting energy here. That is at least going to allow me to attack. And then I'm going to catch her out that Eel. I want to kill baby Eels as often as possible to keep those others off the field. And I actually get a Tyrogue here, so I've got an option to take a prize with either Tornadus or Tyrogue. And I'm going to grab, I guess I get dual heads on that dual ball, so I'm going to take Terrakion, 2 Terrakions. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's okay. I got Tyrogue, so there's no need to get him. I don't really want another Tornadus, since he's not going to do a whole lot in this matchup. And here I'm just going to Hurricane, go ahead and get that energy onto Terrakion, so that even if I get catchered out next turn, at least I can retaliate for a little bit of damage. And having the Eviolite obviously makes Terrakion that much harder to take down, because he's already got that beastly 130 hit points, and really not much can take him out in one shot, and this really places him out of range even for a Zekrom with a plus power. So don't get catchered, which is great for me. I guess I decide to Junk Arm here for a catcher. I think yeah, that's what I'm gonna do here is catcher out another one of those Eels and just try to prevent him from ever setting up. You know, if he never gets an Eel on the field, that's great for me. So he did. I should have been paying a little bit more attention. I'm fairly certain he hit dual heads on the dual ball there, which let him get 2 Eels. I don't think he played a collector. So kind of unfortunate for me that he got the double heads, as that's not too likely to happen. But oh well, what can you do? So here I actually decide to play the switch again just to get it into my discard pile so I can Junk Arm later if I need to. And I send up Tyrogue, I'm not sure how many more turns Tyrogue is going to have to be useful, so I'd rather have him take a prize while he can. You know, if everything ends up evolving next turn, if that eel evolves into electric, then Tyrogue is not really going to do a whole lot of good, so just figure I'll go ahead and attack with him here, since Zekrom is not going to be able to take me out with an outrage except for plus power, which it turns out my opponent does have, so kind of unfortunate, but not a huge deal. Tornadus would have gotten taken out anyhow, most likely from a Bolt Strike. So I was thinking if I could force him to Bolt Strike Tyrogue, then I could have a shot at revenging him with Tornadus, but it doesn't work out. And now we get another Dynamo into play. So he's got, I think he grabbed Dynamo. Maybe he got that electric. In any case, he's going to get another one here, yeah. So he's gotten all 4 of his Dynamos out, which is really good for him. Like I said, because if he gets some electrics up, that's just going to make this match much harder for me to win. So here, Tyrogue goes down. Not a huge deal, though, because I do have that Terrakion with the energy. I'm going to be able to retaliate, but if you take a look at my hand here, you'll see it's really weak. I don't have a supporter, and I don't need it this turn, but I'm going to need it pretty soon. So I look at my discard pile here, thinking about what I could junk arm for, and I'm fairly certain I go for a dual ball and get another Terrakion. No, I get a Tornadus. Oh, that's right. I remember it now. I didn't know what I wanted. I ended up just taking Tornadus. That was definitely the wrong play. There's no reason for me to get this Tornadus. It's going to end up costing me big time. It's just not going to do a whole lot against this deck. Yeah, I can plus power kill an eel, but Terrakion is just better at everything that I want to do. So I definitely should have gotten my other Terrakion here. Since I didn't even end up playing the Tornadus down in the first place. It's a really, really big mistake on my end that definitely is going to cost me later. So here he is going to continue to set up. He's going to get his next electric into play this turn. So now there's 2 of the things. You know, I killed 2 Dynamos, but in the end, not going to be enough to it's not going to slow him down enough to the point where I can prevent his setup from happening, because now he's, you know, he attaches with the Dynamotor onto the active Zekrom, and then he's got 2 wheels on the bench, so he's going to be able to get the second Zekrom ready to go, and I'm just falling really far behind. Once, you know, this Terrakion will not be able to be taken out this turn, so I will get another kill next turn, but then after that, I have to go with Tornadus, and yeah, Tornadus is going to go down in 1 hit, so I'm kind of going to run out of energy here, or be not run out, but I could run out. There's a potential for it, because I have to attach the other fighting here to take a prize on Zekrom, and even though I think I get my other Terrakion here with the dual ball. Nope. Okay, I get a catcher. But yeah, so I have to basically waste my energy attachment this turn, because I have to attach to Terrakion to take a prize, and Terrakion is definitely going to go down next turn. So I opt to go for the prize on the electric here, just because taking out the Zekrom accomplishes absolutely nothing. He's got 2 wheels on the bench, and with 2 wheels on the bench, he's just going to be able to power up the other Terrakion or the Tornadus to take me out. So going after his attacker is not going to do anything here. And I decided to go for the Super Scoop up here just to see if I can get the Terrakion back. That'd be really nice. But I flip a tails. It's not a really big deal, because if I had gotten heads, then I would have had to send in Tornadus, and as you can see in my hand, I don't have a plus power, so I wouldn't have been able to get a kill there anyhow. But I should be in really good position. I mean, I'm 3 prizes up on him, 2 to 5. I only need to take 2 more prizes, and he's benching more easy prizes for me there with those eels. So if I can get another catcher next turn, I'll be in really good position to win the match, because I'll only need to take 1 more prize. So here I get a Mewtwo EX, and I'm gonna actually play it because I feel pretty confident. I'm up by 2 prizes, so even if he has his own Mewtwo, I should be okay. That was my thinking anyhow, but my hand is really weak. I don't have a supporter. I don't really have anything to do, so, you know, this is a really tough choice because if I had stayed in with Tornadus, I wouldn't have been able to kill Zekrom, so I would have given up a prize anyhow. So my hope here was that maybe he won't have a Mewtwo to respond. I don't know. I just felt like I needed to keep the pressure up, even if my Mewtwo gets taken down by his. I'm down to 1 prize, so a Junk Armor catcher is going to win me the game. And there's a pretty good chance of me drawing into numerous other cards that could get me the win. You know, I have a lot of outs here, and so I felt like getting down to that 1 prize and giving myself the most possible outs was the correct play, even though I recognize there's a decent chance of him responding with his own Mewtwo. He only needs to be able to attach 1 energy from his hand to take mine out. I put the Eviolite on there just because it's not going to do Terrakion any good, and it is going to mean he's got to get 3 energy or plus power, but turns out he had the Juniper, so that sucks for me. It's going to make it very easy for him to respond, and now he's going to go down to 2 prizes, so it's going to be 2-on-1. That is going to give me 2 turns to draw into a catcher, which should be fairly manageable. He still has that unevolved eel on his bench, so if that stays there, I won't even need a plus power. I can just catch it that and kill it with Tornadus. So, yep, I feel okay here. I'm just saying the same thing over and over, but that was a really long turn on his part, so I had to find something to talk about through it. So, anyhow, get a dual ball. That is not going to help me, so I have to bench Tyrogue here. I just bench everything. Again, the Tyrogue is capable of taking out that eel, and I probably should have played the dual ball just to thin my deck out, grab something, even if I don't put it down, because top decking a Pokemon here would be disastrous, especially since Tornadus is going down this turn. That's going to make it 1-1, and it's only going to give me 1 more chance to draw into something that's going to help me. So he's just going to keep building up attackers. It doesn't really matter at this point. I'm not going to be able to take out his Mewtwo unless I get a God Hand off of a Juniper or something. So, yep. And then I get N. So that was another reason to definitely play the dual ball. Not that it mattered because I draw a Super Scoop Up, so that is not going to help me. And he just goes into Tornadus and takes me out with Tornadus here, which is a really good play on his part because it means that I can't respond with a Mewtwo. So I get a DCE, just take it off of the Zekrom, and then I'm going to Mischievous Punch. Because he played the N, it's going to put him in a really small hand too. So if I had stayed asleep here, there was a chance I could get a DCE, and then I'd be able to take out Thundurus next turn if he didn't retreat. So doesn't matter though, because I wake up and now he's just going to be able to take me out with any one of his numerous attackers. So he ends up going into Zekrom, knocks out my Dynamo. Oh no, decides to be a dick and play the catcher for whatever reason and take out Tornadus, and that's going to be the game. So yep, there is my one and only attempt you guys will see at using the troll deck. I just don't care for the deck. I think it's slow and clunky, and I don't like it. So still, it was a pretty good match, but really being up 2-5 and then just losing was pretty frustrating. It wasn't all the deck's fault though. Not getting that Terrakion definitely hurt, but then just not hitting a supporter for the entire last half of the game is really what did me in, and you know that can happen to any deck. So I guess I probably shouldn't blame the deck, but I'm going to anyhow because I don't like it. So leave me a thumbs up if you liked the video, leave me a comment, and as always, I will have more coming your way shortly. Thanks, guys.